Let's talk about the Silent Manga Audition. Even though the results of the previous round still haven't been announced, the next edition of the Silent Manga Audition has already been revealed. Have you participated in the Silent Manga Audition before, or are you planning to join this time? Let's take a good look at this edition's theme, letters, so you can get a strong head start. And after that, I'll share 6 tips from my own experience participating last time. Are you new to this channel? My name is Super and I'm trying to create my own manga and bring it into the world. And no, despite my age, I'm not experienced. On this channel I share my progress, my struggles and everything I learn along the way. As side content, you'll also find manga pickups, reviews and the occasional convention vlog. To be honest, I didn't even know the contest was held twice a year, so I was surprised that the new edition was already announced. The previous round was my first time joining. This time the theme is letters, which I personally find very challenging. The last theme was My Dream, and I didn't love that one because it was so broad. You could basically do anything. Before that, we had Seized with Rage. But letters while creating a silent manga with no spoken or written words, that's tricky, right? Your main character has to read something while you can't show what's written. And in that sense, it might actually be a very clever choice. It forces you to think carefully about the structure and concept of your one-shot, your manga. So my advice, don't immediately go for a cliché love confession. Let's head over to their website for some information. Alright. The Silent Manga Audition, SMA, is the world's biggest manga audition, exclusively for manga without dialogue. Through silent manga, talented international creators have the same chance as Japanese creators to join the manga world. Draw your character's expressions full of emotion and heart to work towards your dream debut. Notice how often they use the word emotion. Okay, a contest needs judges and we can already get an idea what they are looking for because they have left us a personal message. Tsukasa Hojo. Don't put off submitting because your work isn't perfect. We want to see all of the quirks and oddities that make you unique as a creator. Not a perfect work. Show us the story that only you can create. So his keywords are go for it. So let's go for it. Tetsuo Hara. In order to win the Silent Manga Audition, showing the character's emotions clearly is absolutely key. Sometimes an overly complex story can actually make it harder to understand the character's emotions. So I recommend keeping your story simple. Surprisingly simple stories have enormous potential to move your readers. So his keywords are focus your story on one message and in other words, one clear emotion. Ryuji Tsugihara. We always say characters are the heart of manga. Your characters are the most important thing about your manga, even more so than the world or the story. Therefore, it is of the utmost importance that your characters are lovable, complete and entertaining people. Also, try to structure the story in a way that makes your characters shine. His keywords are characters equal personality. And I would like to add, since you have limited tools, no text, limited pages, make sure every character serves a clear purpose. Yun Tomizawa. Every round we feel blessed to read so much manga from young aspiring manga creators. Manga is more popular than ever and its readership is only growing. We hope this will inspire a diverse group of young people to take up their pens and draw. So his keywords are be young. Does that leave me out? Nobuhiko Hori. Manga has spread past the Japanese borders and is now popular worldwide. To serve this diverse readership, we need diverse creators. If you feel like your opportunities to become a professional mangaka in your home country are limited, then I urge you to join SMA. Anyone can participate in SMA, regardless of their gender, sexuality, race, nationality, or age. Hey. So don't be shy, throw your hat in the ring. So his keywords are, well, they were motivational words, right? I want to add, it can be a strength to bring your own culture into the manga. Don't try to be Japanese if you're not. The Xenon editorial department. Now that the theme has shifted from an emotion to a physical object, it's up to you to choose what emotion you would like to communicate to your readers. What kind of letter will you incorporate in your work? One that makes us smile, cry, fume with anger. No matter what you choose, make sure to show us an explosion of big emotion. We want to feel what your characters are feeling too. So the keywords are basically emotion again, just like last round, but with a different theme. Emotions everywhere. It's a shame there aren't any female judges, right? Maybe next time. Alright, let's talk about the theme letters. This round's theme is letters. We are asking you to create a story that includes a physical letter written on pen and paper or a digital letter such as an email. Letters are tools for people to communicate their thoughts and feelings to others. Therefore, we are asking for stories in which characters use letters to express their feelings or perhaps receive feelings from others in letters. We hope your characters will use letters as a vehicle to come to mutual understanding. Well, you can absolutely be creative here. If you want to use a letter from a debt collector, go ahead. And honestly, I think you could even make a WhatsApp conversation work. Of course, as long as letters are used as tools for communication in your piece, your characters can read, write, send, rip up, ignore or throw away letters. The possibilities are endless. Now that the theme is a physical object instead of a concept or an emotion, you can choose which emotion you would like to highlight. Will the letter in your work make your characters cry, laugh, scream out in fury? Again, emotions. Pick one clear emotion and build around it. But you might also wonder, what if someone finds a letter with a treasure map attached? That works too, right? Follow your heart and then check if it fits the rules. This round's theme is purposely vague, as to accommodate as many types of stories as possible, so get creative with it. Put your pen to paper and show us how pen and paper letters make your characters feel. Remember that it's not just about showing big emotion. Show us the build up to the emotion before and then show us what your character does with that emotion after. To me, the previous round, My Dream, was fake. This one is mostly difficult, not fake. Well, here is something important, again about emotions. Don't take it too literally. Look at this message from Shuichi Moshida, one of the judges, about the Seized with Rage round. However, many works contained extremely straightforward depictions of rage, and I felt that their stories lacked conclusions that could surpass my expectations as a reader. To create a manga, even a short manga, that keeps readers engaged, it's important to include a development that surprises them, while also delivering a convincing and satisfying ending. This is something that we, the judges, became more acutely aware of throughout the judging process. Therefore, unfortunately, we decided to forego the grand prize altogether and instead award the grand prize runner-up to a single work. So, we didn't give out the grand prize because creators followed the theme too literally. That's a big warning for us this time. The emotion should be felt, not shouted in the reader's face. So keep it simple, build towards the emotion and don't give everything away too quickly. Or maybe start with the emotion and explain its cause later. We can't wait to see how you interpret We can't wait to see how you interpret. We can't wait to see how you interpret the theme of letters, but don't forget to make it silent. Create a manga with no dialogue and no language barriers. Just pure storytelling. Show us a 5 to 17 page story that can be understood through visuals alone. So it's a silent manga, which is quite a challenge with this theme. Alright, so now we understand the context of the competition and we have a clear picture of what the judges are expecting. Emotion. That brings us to the good news. If you are watching this right as the video goes live, you still have until May the 10th. That's the deadline. And that leads straight into my first tip. Start right away, as in today. My second tip is to take your time with the first phase, the story development. Most of the real work comes later in the drawing phase, but once you're there, it becomes almost impossible to make major changes. So make sure your foundation is solid before it's too late. My third tip, though it's really more of a suggestion, is to choose a setting you genuinely feel drawn to. Pick something you are excited to draw. And from there, decide which emotion you want to focus on, and then start brainstorming around that. My fourth tip, which doesn't have to be set in stone but can really help you stay on track, is to create a schedule from start to finish. Make sure you leave some breathing room at the end. For example, 3 weeks to develop your story, 1 week to sketch your characters, 1 week to research backgrounds, gather reference material and create some atmosphere sketches, and then 2 weeks to storyboard. Of course, this all depends on your personal workflow. Do you work from start to finish, or do you draw the fun scenes first? That's a risky strategy, because the process becomes less fun as you go. So use your own judgment and create a schedule that works for you. Some tasks can overlap, like collecting reference images for backgrounds. You can easily do that on the site, but here's a very important tip. Do not upload your manga on the last day. Anything can go wrong. The server might be overloaded, your files might not meet the size requirements, something else might break at the worst possible moment. A lot can go wrong, and it would be terrible if all your work went to waste. So, make sure you are ready to upload at least 3 days before the deadline. Now for tip 5. Start with a single page, not a double page. There's no official rule for this, at least not that I know of, but practically every manga begins with a single page and then moves to a double page. In my previous entry, I storyboarded the opening as a double page and later had to change it to a single page. Because of that, the pages didn't work together as well anymore. Then for tip 6. This one applies to every manga you will make from now on. Make sure your first page contains a few essential pieces of information. Show where the story takes place. Give a clear sense of the setting and include plenty of visual information about the character you are introducing. It could be something they're eating, something they're holding, or even the type of vehicle they're operating. Anything goes. Just make sure the reader can more or less understand the complete setup from that first page and that they want to know what happens on page 2. So yes, start with a cliffhanger right away. So let's recap. A silent manga, so no text at all. The theme is letters, or in your case probably just one letter. The deadline is May 10th, 2026, but for you 3 days earlier. And start now! Well, good luck and see you in the next video!